fact here is not just that Moses Bliss married her, but the point is how he carried this lady from the process of dating, courtship into marriage. Like she was treated like a queen.
No, thank you for saying yes to me. I love you so much. I love you excessively. And I can't wait. I can't wait. Love you.
And I believe that's why most ladies admire her. So before you begin to admire a man like Moses Bliss, because of course I know a lot of ladies now admire to have Moses Bliss kind of man. Like you want that kind of man because every lady wants to be treated like a princess, like a queen, wants to be carried, just like this.
This loving is for life. This loving is for life.
So let's go down to the few things you must consider before you admire Moses Bliss kind of man. This is going to be striking. The first thing to consider is your vision. If you truly want to live a life of purpose, then you have to consider your vision before you admire a man like Moses Bliss. Not that he's not a good man, but the fact is that your life is what makes up the kind of man that comes to you. Now, some ladies don't really consider this. Like I've been with some ladies that are actually interested in a man that is ready to care for them, a man that is ready to spend on them, give them money, carry them like a queen, and give them, things. That moment when you are just focused on what you're going to be getting from a man and, like what he's going to bless your life with. You want money, you want his fame, you just want to be identified with someone that is going somewhere and all that. But the fact still remains that you are someone that has a vision. You are someone that is purposeful. That is, if you are interested in that, because I think not everyone is living on purpose, like on earth. There are some people that are not living on purpose and they don't really care about that. They are just comfortable with anything that comes with life. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about ladies who really love their lives and want to live a life of purpose. So if you're one of them, you have to consider that before you conclude on the kind of man you want. Not every man fits into your vision. As well as you are going to be admiring the way he treated this woman. But marriage is beyond the activities of weddings. It's beyond how a man loves you. A man can love you so much, carry you like a queen, but yet you miss your vision. So I don't know if you are interested in vision, because if you are, you should pay more attention to a man that will come into your life and help you fulfill your vision, a man that you are in line with. So if you want to choose a man, you choose from that angle. Now, I don't buy into that ideology of people believing that you have to wait for a man to come and choose you. Yes, a man might be the person to propose to you like, I want to marry you, but remember, it is not without your consent. You are also going to accept him for him to work with you. So what am I trying to say here? I'm trying to point out to the very fact that your vision plays a perfect and important role. So as much as you're going to admire a man like Moses, please don't forget your vision, don't forget who you are, and don't want to just want, the fantasy, the it's just so funny, honestly. But of course, don't be distracted by this bliss kind of this bliss kind of season that we are into. So consider your vision and keep the focus. Keep the focus. Now, your vision and your purpose is when you become your own queen. Like everybody is not meant to be in the same field. That is the same way every kind of man is not meant to be in your life. As well as this man suits into this lady's life does not mean that this man is going to work for you. Now, he is so blessed. He is famous. He has those things that you may think you want, but the fact is that when it comes to your purpose and your vision, it is not just going to work, because when it comes into your life, you might wake up one day to regret the very fact that this is the person you are working with. So it's just beyond what you see, it's just beyond what you feel, it's just beyond the ceremonies and everything. Now, this doesn't mean that the woman is not a good woman. No, that's not what I'm saying here. What I'm trying to say is that he found someone he believes is going to work with. And I believe that the lady herself, the wife, also believes that this is the right man for him. So now they are married, they are together with themselves. So if his kind should come to you, it might be the worst mistake you ever made, even though he is blessed. So you must understand that you have to choose a man based on your vision. Don't forget your vision. Don't be carried away by the fame, and don't be carried away by the things you see. Is important. Yes, she is a queen in Moses Bliss' life, but of course, if you are there, you might not be the queen because you are not fashioned for his kind of life. You are not fashioned for such purpose. So you must strive to be in purpose so that your light will shine. Everybody is not meant to be everywhere. Like, there are some people you can't be with and succeed in life. You can't just prosper in life because you're with them. The same way, there are some certain environment that you can never thrive in. So it's very important that you take note of this. It's not just about the person who is going to love you. A man can love you, but he doesn't have what it takes to be with you or to help you grow or to help you be the best of your kind, or he's totally different from the kind of man you want, like the man that is going to help you. Like, I don't know how else to say this, but you just have to understand that in your purpose is where you become the best. So if you marry in purpose, marry having vision at the back of your mind, then you're going to become what you desire. Not necessarily through Moses Lee's style of carrying his wife, but the fact that you have your unique styles and the way things happen for you. But the most important thing is that you become the best at what you do, where you are, and who you are with. It matters a lot. And if that is your decision, or if that is what you care about, then you have to consider your vision and decide to choose by vision. Don't be carried away by what you see. Well, I like to shock you that not every lady truly admires Moses Bliss and the whole process of the wedding thing. There are women who work hard to stand on their own. There are women who are just so blessed that their own blessing is rubbing off on the man. Like, because of them, the man is blessed. What do you want? Like, most ladies are interested in what they get from a man, waiting for a man to come into their life, then their life will begin. You know, they can't shine except a man walks into their life, a man with money. But there are women who challenges the old. Women like Adaora, Umeoji. She's now the CEO of Zenith Bank, and she worked hard for it. Like, she has been in that business for 20 something years. She's married, she has kids, and yet she has a lot of qualifications. Moses Bliss' wedding and his style of the way everything, you know, happened, which is a good one, has literally put a lot of pressure on young people, and not just young people, a lot of marriages. A lot of ladies, women, wives are reviewing their marriage proposal, their courtship, their weddings, whether their man honored them like Moses Bliss and all that. You can imagine the pressure is so high, especially on young people who, some of them who have fiancés now are, you know, putting pressures on their man. They can't put things together anymore because Moses Bliss kind of proposal, like engagement. The song, the special song he sang for the wife and everything. But every man is not like that, and you don't need that kind of man. Someone who needs it already has it. That's Maria Nilsson. I don't know if I get the name correctly, but she's the one who needs Moses Bliss. She's the one who, let me just say, she's destined to marry this guy, Moses Bliss, and they are married. So if you want to admire and have this kind of man, just don't push your man to become like Moses Bliss. Besides, you don't even know him so well. All you know about him is the fact that he is blessed, and we believe that he is a believer, and of course, he's going to be very good inside. I haven't heard anything about that. But on the other hand, you don't have to let that move you, because life is not always greener at the other side. So that should get you to think. Well, I don't know what you want, but I think some women are interested in being the one who is self-made, who build value in themselves, who are so blessed that they can bless even their man, their husband, or their fiance. And I think that's a better perspective than putting pressure on yourself and trying to want what you can never have or what is not basically meant for you. The next thing to consider is the very fact that God is the one who match makes, especially if you're a Christian. If you're trusting God to bring your kind of man for you or to bless you with a man, you might make the mistake of telling God, I want Moses Bliss kind of man. But the fact remains that God knows you very well. God don't just know about your today, He knows about your tomorrow, He knows your needs, He knows everything about you. So He is in the best position to match make you. So if you are trusting God for a spouse and you want to be blessed by the spouse, of course you should be able to trust God because He's going to give you what suits into your life, not just for today, but for where you are going to. So go ahead and trust Him for real and don't be under pressure to want to have what you feel your friend has or Moses Bliss. And this leads us to the next one, which is the very fact that Moses Bliss found what he asked God for, what he prayed for. He just said it in the video that he asked God for a kind of woman like this and he got it. So you have to understand that the man you admire or the kind of men you admire in some certain positions are actually praying for some kind of women who have some certain qualities that might be different from you. Like, not that you are not good enough or that it's all about the values you added, but people have different temperament, people have different nature, the way they are. I think in my video, one of my videos, I explained on that about the fact that the reason why a man might reject you is not because you are not good enough, but the fact that you have a personality that is so different from what they want, and that is just the way it is. So, as well as you want to admire Moses Bliss kind of man or your Prince Charming kind of man that could be anywhere, any place, you have to still understand that that person is equally praying for a kind of woman which you don't even know if you have such qualities as he does. So I think in a situation like this, it is good that you yourself begin to pray for the kind of man you want and imbibe the qualities that would actually attract the kind of man you want. So Moses Bliss was busy praying for someone like this and he had what he prayed for according to him. So then from that
prayer I prayed, I said, God, I want my husband to sing. And I completely forgot about it.
Wow.
Until you started singing. And it was like God was reminding me that every little thing, even down to he has to have a nice smile.
When such men that you desire are not forthcoming, like the kind of men you want, they are not coming, check yourself and be sure that what you have within you or inside of you is what their kind is looking after, because everyone is looking for something in someone and they're not getting it, and that's why they cannot stay, and maybe they're not attracted to you or you're not attracted to them. And sometimes because you don't have those qualities, you can't meet them, because if you're in a different field from where they are, there is no how you're going to meet them. There's no magic to getting married to someone you admire. The fact is that you must come to that place where you meet the person one-on-one. Although social media platform is available now, where relationship platforms, people meet and of course they begin to bond from there, but there must be a meeting point. And you might be in a field that is so different from where the man you admire is, and you don't expect both of you to meet like from the sky or in the sky. Of course there should be a meeting point. So that's why it's good to know what you want and know how to position yourself, like have the qualities, have the realistic relationship with the environment, and it should be your life. Like, you don't want what you cannot have. You don't have to go searching for what you don't have what it takes to receive or to connect with. Build certain qualities into yourself. Like, build qualities enough that a man cannot say no to you. You will be the one to be in the position to choose who you want. That is very important. Build the qualities in you and know exactly what you want. Before the man comes, know what you want. Like I tell ladies sometimes that if you are still confused on who the man is, for example, 3 or 4 men are coming to you, offer your hand in marriage or want to get married to you, and you're still confused, you don't know who to go with, it means that you are not yet sure of who you are, because you should be able to know what you want. Like when they appear 5, 6, 7, 10, once you look at them, you know exactly who suits into you, because of course you must have related and no, you know what you want. Build enough qualities in you that your qualities will be able to detect red flags and green flags, if there is anything like that. So be able to know what you want and build yourself. Put yourself in the position to be the one to know who you are, what you need. Know what you need. You don't need some men. There are men you need to try, but there are ones you don't need. So be able to separate between these. This is going to help your life and going to help you to stay blessed. So the final word, I can't conclude this video without talking about this one, which is no pressure. Pressure, pressure, pressure. Pressure will just keep you off balance. There are three major people you may be putting pressure on without knowing. Number one is yourself. You are the one that attract the pressure by what you see, by what you hear, by what you think you need, and you don't need pressure to be able to find the right man. Once you are under pressure, you have 90% chances of making terrible mistake in your choice of spouse. Remember, every man is not good for you. You don't just need them because they don't have what you need, and you don't have what they need as well. So you don't want to be in a relationship where someone keeps complaining about you and you keep complaining about the person, and at the end of the day divorce happens and all that. You don't need that. So you better be careful with the kind of pressure you put on yourself. So the next person you put pressure on is your fiance. Like right now, Moses Bliss process and everything is happening. Certain ladies go ahead to put pressure on their fiance, the man they are dating, or they just compile the pressure and keep it waiting for the man to come. So when the man comes, you begin to tell him the kind of wedding you want to have, the kind of dress you want to put on. You even ask him to sing for you, just like Moses Bliss did for Maria. So it doesn't make sense. Like, it's so childish. You should be able to have your own style. That's what makes you unique. You are unique. Your fiance is unique, your husband is unique, so you should come up with your style, do your thing, and be comfortable. You mustn't just go all the way to, build your fantasies into reality. Leave your fantasies to be fantasies and work with reality, because reality pays more. So don't put pressure on the man you want to marry right now, and maybe in the future. Don't put pressure. It doesn't pay well. So the final person we put pressure on a consistent basis when it comes to what we want, husbands, needs, and everything is on God. And it does not pay well when we do that. You don't have to put pressure on God over the kind of man you want to marry. Of course, pressure is an opposite of patience. You can't put pressure on God and expect to come out successful. God doesn't work with pressure. He can't respond to you when you are under pressure. Rather, you're going to expose yourself to, making mistakes. Where you find pressure is where there is lack of patience. And patience is one of the fruits of the Spirit. And God's word is sure and true. So you try as much as possible to avoid putting pressure on God, like you go fasting and praying just to have Moses Bliss kind of man. It doesn't make sense. Like, you cannot even have it. You can't. So there is a man that is meant for you. If you want God to help you in choosing a spouse and finding the man, you have to trust him, believe him. He gives you what suits you. And if he gives you what suits you, believe me, you're going to really enjoy that. And that is the best.
Beauty inside out, my baby, you complete. My number one, nobody they compete. When I look at you, I see my dreams come true. You be my dream come true, baby. I'm so glad, though. I'm so elated, though. And no words can tell the way I did feel. Deep in my heart, though. I'm glad I waited, though. Now I get to spend forever with you.